Okay, so today's video is gonna be very different from what I usually do because instead of just me giving you tips or advice or sharing my perspective on things, we're gonna talk to one of my biggest clients. We've been working since February this year, so it's been half a year already, and we just wanted to record this video to let you know his thoughts about the process, about the custom production and mixing and the whole process of working with me one-on-one, as well as just the process of working with a producer. Because Jared's story is very interesting. He just started taking music seriously with this project that we are working on right now, and I felt that this is an interesting perspective and a lot of people may feel the same way, so just enjoy the interview.
Yo, thanks for having me here. This is Blue Jay tuning in with Danger. Pleasure to be here. Been working with Danger for I think maybe like 6 months now, and it's been a hell of a ride.
Long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a good time. A lot of good work getting done. It's really like fun process and like good person to be around. So I'm glad that I found Danger as a producer because I've had a lot of other run-ins with producers that are kind of iffy and wishy-washy and never really had that vibe with Danger. So
I'm glad. I appreciate that. Tell me, what was your situation before we started? Like, where were you with music and what was the situation?
Yeah, so before I found you, I had been searching for a while now, like maybe a year and a half for a producer to really lock in on a project with. You know, prior to really locking in on this project and deciding to like take the next step in music, I was just kind of making music here and there with some friends and freestyling with friends, and we'd hang out and get together and just taking like voice memo recordings of like song ideas that I had and taking notes in my notepad of like different song ideas until I finally decided to lock in and really put a whole project together. I think it's a little more solid as an artist to really put something cohesive together versus like just kind of going off on a whim and releasing singles here and there. Like, yeah, that works for a lot of people, but that's something I didn't think was going to work for me. I really wanted it to be like something
serious.
Something serious, yeah, like something that
Okay.
I can like tell my life story and kind of introduce myself to the scene of music, because there's a lot of different artists out there and there's a lot of different ways to do it, but this is what I just found works best for me.
Yeah. So what made you actually decide to take it more seriously and like do something about your music?
Yeah, I think
if you had like a moment like this.
Yeah, like it's not like it just happened right out of the sudden, or it was like I woke up one day and like saw the light. It was like something I had been wanting to do for a while. It's something that me and my friends like joked about when, years ago, like, oh yeah, what if we did this and what if we did that? And now it's like turning the what if into like, okay, this is really like what it is. It's not just a what if anymore. It's going to be like something serious. And if, this is something that I want to continue doing, which is definitely a goal of mine. It's like it's not just a pipe dream anymore. It's like actually sitting down every day, every week, getting on calls together and like putting the work in to really put the product together and get something out there to get my foot in the game. So yeah, it's not like it just happened like suddenly. It was like a long buildup of wanting to and not knowing how to and where to go and trying to do it all myself, when I realized like I can't do it all myself. So it's good to have like another person to like bounce ideas off of and
Okay.
have somebody to like hold myself accountable, really.
Okay, so was it like your initial idea to find one person and build a whole project with one producer, or did you like try anything else before that?
Originally, like I have like a lot of here and there songs that I've made like messing around with friends, where it was just like type beats that I found on YouTube, or like a producer that I had found and I bought a couple beats off of here and there, or a producer that I had been like following for a while on Instagram or YouTube and like got together with to make like one song together. But then I ended up getting a beat pack from a different producer, and it was good to have the beat pack and like so it was like 12 beats, and it was good to have that to work with. So it's like a lot of the songs and the beats had like a similar sound, but the producer wasn't really somebody that Sorry, was it?
Yeah, I think that's important for an album or like a bigger project to have similar style, similar sounding beats.
Yeah, definitely. To kind of keep the whole project on like a similar theme, so it's not just kind of like all over the place and unorganized. But that other producer wasn't really somebody I could work one-on-one with. So I decided to look elsewhere to try and find not just a producer, but a sound engineer like yourself who can actually fine tune all the details and put the product together as a whole and work on all like the ins and outs of it as we went along.
I'm curious if you had like any skepticism before starting. Like, what were you thinking or like feeling before we actually started working?
Yeah, so I think there definitely is like a level of skepticism, like when you're working with anybody, not just over the internet, like even in person too. Like I'm a big person, or I'm a big believer in like getting to know a person before you just jump in and start sharing all this like personal details of your passion project. And you know, if you have something that you truly believe in and you want to make it a reality, like I think it's important to have somebody to work with who's like level-headed, who's trustworthy, who shares similar ideals that you do. So I think there was definitely like a level of skepticism, not like with you personally, but it's like we definitely,
with everyone.
Yeah, as with anyone, yeah, we definitely jumped on a call and had a little bit of a chat before we locked in all the details, started working together. So I think that's something that's important for me, and it might not work for everybody, but I think it's good to have a connection with the person that you're working with rather than just like,
especially in music, because like music is very personal. So like maybe if it's some business relationship or like business collaboration, it's not that important. But music is really personal, especially like even your album.
Yeah.
So that's important as well.
Definitely. I wouldn't just like grab some stranger off the street and just like start giving him all my ideas. Like that's, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right to me. So yeah, it was nice to be able to work out all the details together and agree on things and lay everything out in a way that like made sense, but not in a way where it's like feeling like I'm shackled to some kind of corporation or something. Like it's at a personal level, but it's still like professional.
Yeah, because it's your first time working with a producer one-on-one or like on custom production.
Yeah, it is. Like we've made a couple tracks together. Well, you did most of the track making, and I provided some ideas and insight onto the track. But that's the first time, you know, aside from like just doing it with friends that we would mess around with. This is the first time I've actually like sat with a producer and done this. Yeah.
I'm curious, what was your experience of building the production? What's something that surprised you?
Something that surprised me.
Something you liked about it, something that's different.
I think something that I really like is that, I think something that I really like working with you was like, you're very knowledgeable, and, you know, I would be sitting here like making noises with my mouth or like tapping on the desk, and you would figure out how to turn that into the sound that I'm envisioning, rather than just like, I don't know, getting frustrated or like thinking like, oh, this dude doesn't have a clue what he's doing, whatever. It's like, I don't know, it's very seamless to kind of turn the ideas that I was having into the reality of the beat or of even the songs that we've worked on together.
But also it's what you said about it's like the hardest skill a producer has to learn, to understand the artist, because artists not always know how to describe something in producer terms. It's a hard skill, but it's very important to have.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you definitely display that skill pretty well, because I know that I like, even just thinking about it, like I literally make like a sound like, or like try to whistle or something, and you're able to like translate that into an actual sound that sounds, you know, pleasing on the ears. It's not just like a bunch of keys mashed together. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got one last question. What's the difference in your music and how you're feeling about your music now compared to what it was before we were working together?
Yeah, I think like before, when I was just working by myself or like with friends, like none of us knew how to mix. None of us knew how to tune anything. Like we would literally just throw vocals on top of a beat and like call it the end of the day. We would mess with like panning and stuff like that and distortion and think we knew what we were doing, but at the end of the day, like it sounded like it was amateurly produced, because it was. But not that it wasn't fun. It was still fun to do like that. But now that I'm actually working with you and like taking it more seriously and taking myself more seriously, it's turning from a dream like into reality, and it's actually like going that extra step, like the extra length to make something sound more fluent and like it's actually a song and not just something that was
just like having fun.
Yeah, which it's like it's still having fun, but now it's like having fun and having like a level of like professional quality to it, where it's not just a vocals laid over a beat.
That's good to hear. So,
Of course.
yeah, those were all my questions. If you want to add anything that you want to say in this video.
So I got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
What was something that you liked about working with an artist one-on-one and you know, working on a project together, especially over this like extended period of time? Because for me, like I guess I used to think like, oh yeah, I'll sit down and I'll make the album and it'll take 2 weeks. But like
Oh,
it's
it never takes 2 weeks.
it'll never take 2 weeks. So
Yeah, so it's actually, I'm pleasantly surprised because I was a bit skeptical at first because I've never worked on a project this big because it's 24 songs. It's
Yeah.
a pretty big project. And I was thinking that I'm gonna like get bored with it and it's just gonna be annoying to work on another song and another song. But it's actually, I really enjoy it. And I think the process or how we work really takes a big part in that, me enjoying it. Because if you just like send me some references and told me make me a beat like this, then I would sit alone and make this beat. I
Yeah.
would be bored and annoyed. But because we're working like one-on-one of course, and we're actually talking to each other and like both our ideas combined, it's actually very enjoyable.
that's good for me to hear. Then that's reassuring. Like as the, you know, the other half of the project,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's nice that it's not just like somebody who's sitting there like, oh, this stupid song, oh, we're making another song, like blah blah blah. It's like, no, it's been very enjoyable on my half as well. So it's like you said, like, you know, we're providing, you know, different ideas to each other and we're trying things and sometimes they're not working and that's okay. So we're trying something else. And sometimes like I record something and it might not sound the best and you'll tell me straight up, you're not just like a yes man, like, oh yeah, that sounds great, like let's do the next song. It's like, no, I think you should try this, or this isn't, you know, this isn't your highest level of quality. I think you can do better. It's like you're pushing me to be better when I record and to like,
There should never be a yes man.
no, definitely not. And you're pushing me to like have better ideas and like be ready to work on the next song. And it's like, oh, like I want the next song to be better than the last one. But it's all like, obviously that's all subjective and each song is going to be completely different than another one. But
Yeah.
wanting to come to that next song with that level of like, I can do this, and like taking the feedback that you've given me and not feeling like upset by it in any way, taking the constructive criticism and using it, you know, to my advantage.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's really all we had to say.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, thanks for sitting me down, taking the time to ask for my feedback. It feels good. Like this is a good like introduction to what it's gonna be like when I'm getting interviewed on
In the future, after the mixtape.
in the future on like a larger platform by like Genius or something. But yeah, it's always been great to work with you. I look forward to finishing the project up with you. Stay tuned, everybody. We got the Trail mixtape coming later, 2026. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. This has been Blue Jay in Danger. We got something big. We've been working on it for a long time. I hope that it inspires a lot of people to take that initiative and put their passion projects into reality and take that next step. So appreciate you.
Okay, thanks for watching, and that's how working with me looks like. That's how we took Jared from treating music as fun to now making a 24-song mixtape, serious mixtape. And if you want to turn having fun with music and having great ideas into a serious project or a serious song, check out the first link in the description, and next week I'll just see you in the usual video.